I'm Slaten Swords, sports director at KILJ in Mount Pleasant, Iowa. This is my reel for local high school baseball and softball. Hope you enjoy it.
Swings at the first one, a chopper gets through. 1 run will score, Payson Coleman around third and heading home. Losing his balance, Andreessen slides head first in. The ball's to the backstop. Around second, heading the third is Sitar. Payne Walker. An RBI single, count them, 2 RBI. Zach Newton on third, Cooper Coleman on second, Peyton Hagens on first. Cresswell throws the 0-2 pitch. Coleman slaps that one in the left field. Now scores Zach Newton. Cooper Coleman's going to come home as well. The throw from left field off the mark. A stand-up 2 RBI double to take the lead in the bottom of the fourth. And since then, it's kind of calmed things down for his team as Brent hits this one to deep right field. Bat flip off the wall. Oh, my goodness. He's going to have to sprint to make it the second. A head-first slide, and it's a double for Brent. He let the bat fly, but the 375 sign in right center said no. Payne Protzman warming up on the mound here from New London Ball Fields. As the sun's setting off into the west, it's turned into a beautiful night here in southeast Iowa. A brief rainstorm through Mount Pleasant. I thought was going to put this game in the question, but when talking to the athletic director, Austin Burns, he seemed surprised that there was even rain in the area during the afternoon. As Payne Protzman finishing up his warm-up, he pitched just 1 inning against Keota through 26 pitches, had 2 strikeouts, and got out of a bases-loaded jam, and that's all Coach Chipper has asked of him. In fact, talking to him after the game, he was hoping for just 25 pitches from Protzman and to get him out of there. The philosophy for Notre Dame is to keep things rolling in the rotation so that way they always have a fresh arm later on in the series. So Protzman, battery mate Kyler Cameron, Curtis Randall playing the hot corner. That's third base. Tatum Warner at short. Second base, Garrison Reed. First base, Jeremiah Crow. Left to right, Eli Olson, Landry Hobrechter, Maddox Dewald. As Memphis Watson, the lefty, will lead off the night for the Tigers. Looks at ball 1. Burlington Notre Dame has outscored New London 21-1 over the last 2 contests in the postseason. 12-0 2 years ago, 9-1 last year, as Watson looks at ball 2. Landry Hobrechter totaled 3 RBIs on 2 doubles, with Eli Olson adding his own RBI in last year's showdown. Protzman allowed the lone run as Memphis Watson got the RBI for the Tigers. 2-1 as he swung at a high one. He knocked in Sully Barron in the top of the second inning to tie the game at 1. If you were looking at the weather forecast earlier on, it looked very similar to this matchup last year, at least the first time that they met up. With thunderstorms in the area, it washed out the game in the top of the second. We had to move it to the next day. We caught up at SEC, and Burlington Notre Dame 8 unanswered runs. Watson got a piece of it. Even count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. High and outside, 3-2. Full count for Memphis Watson. Watson leading the team by a whole lot in the batting average department, 494, and he will work the leadoff walk just like Hobrechter did in the top of the first. For Watson, that's his 13th walk, 576 on base. Gavin Strawhacker will tiptoe to the plate. The righty batting .414 as a freshman. Watson, who already had the school record in stolen bases, added a couple more against Wapello, staying on the season at 41. He's also been caught 3 times. Watson was caught in a pickle against Wapello in the first inning. They try a pickoff attempt. Watson back safely. Strawhacker tried to put down the bunt, popped it up and over the fence. Not often that you see a bunt result in that type of foul ball. Gives a full swing to that one, and it's 0-2. Protzman in control. The Tigers compiled just 7 hits between the 2 games. these last 2 postseason games, while the Nikes slugged 7 extra base hits. Upstairs, throw down. Watson able to scoop back in time. It's 1-2. And Cameron wants to call time to talk things over. And a rendezvous with Protzman. 2 teams traded win streaks for the last 7 years. For the first time since 2017, neither team will hold that advantage over the other, as New London struck for double-digit runs for the first time since June 6th of 2022. We'll talk about these 2 games that they've already played this year. This is the rubber match between them. Strawhacker able to get a piece of that one, lifts it up and out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes still, no outs. Watson on first after working the leadoff walk. Protzman takes a glance. Protzman from the belt, delivers and gets the strikeout. Protzman had 2 against the Eagles, and on the year now, Protzman sitting at 52 Ks. 0.61 that ERA, a 141 whip, 134 that opponent batting average. He has 7 wins this year. This is his 9th start. And this one could be a blooper in the right field. It's hanging in the air, but it will get down in front of Dewald. Close play at second as Watson stumbled in between, thinking he might have had the run back. Able to slide in head first safely. Gavin Menke Bailey, first pitch. Sends it to the opposite field, and it's runners on first and second in the bottom of the first. Menke Bailey hasn't had a whole lot of slugging this year, but his batting average that might have gotten back over 400 after a lackluster performance against Wapello. How you do pitch? High and tight for ball 1. Menke Bailey went just 1 for 4 against Wapello in the 4-1 win. We'll talk more about that game as well. 1-0 the count. That one low, turns 2-0 on Kai Riggard. Pitcher on pitcher violence here at the bottom of the first. Burlington Notre Dame leads this one 1-0, despite tabbing no hits in the top of the first. That one called a strike at the knees. Riggard doesn't agree, but now the count 2-1. Watson at second. Menke Bailey at first. A blooper, the right field, our first hit of the game. Protzman looks back, no throw. That one low and outside. On the righty, it's 3-1. All 9 starters for New London tabbed a hit, and 7 of the 9 grabbed at least 1 RBI in their 10-9 win against the Nikes and their Game 1 matchup at Weingard. As that one, a strike at the knees. Riley Raines had a double and 2 RBIs. Burlington Notre Dame slapped 11 singles with Jeremiah Crow going 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs. Full count, 3-2. Payoff pitch is low, and the bases will be loaded for the Tigers. Coach Flowers has complained about a slow start for New London. He's got the bases loaded for Tate Welcher. And if someone's due, the senior, 15 RBIs, 348 that batting average, 451 on base. Welcher swings at the first one, lifts it in the left center field, and it will get down in front of Eli Olson. This game will be at least tied. The throw, the third, off the mark to Curtis Randall. So Menke Bailey, who had the rest at second, with the possibility of a catch, will get in safely at third on the bad throw. But Tate Welcher, an RBI single, locks things at 1. Bases remain loaded. 1-1 the score. Gage Burden steps up. 16th RBI for Welcher. As the first pitch is whacked at by Burden. This one again lifted shallow right field this time. Caught by Reed. Taken off for home base is Menke Bailey. Wonky throw, scores the run. New London up 2-1. A rare shallow sac fly. 2 away now. Runners still on first and second. New London has grabbed the lead against Protzman, who entered tonight with a sub-1 ERA. But that's the guy they were able to strike for in last year's contest. High strike, Owen Severson, the designated hitter tonight. Swings through 0-1. 241, that batting average this year. Burlington Notre Dame actually scored 3 in that first game. It took until the 5th for New London to put 6 runs on, and they rode that the rest of the way. Nikes tried to make a move in the 7th, scoring 3. Severson, 3 strikes, sits down on the bench. Protzman gets out of the inning, but not before the Tigers. Able to take the lead, 2-1. Top of the second, here we come. You're listening to KILJ Postseason Baseball.
Coach, you came out here in front of the home crowd, got yourself a nice 8-4 win against a New London quality squad over there. How does it feel to get back into a win column after a tough doubleheader against a tough conference team?
It's nice. The boys, I asked the boys what would have been Wednesday. Tuesday. We knew we were going to get rain if they wanted to tarp it, or, we just wait till Thursday and play, and they all wanted to get our tarp. So it was nice for them to actually get rewarded for, spending the time putting the tarp on, taking it off this morning. They played pretty well till that last inning. We had a few errors, but I thought, Larry threw a great game. I saved on our bullpen. We had, a couple guys left. We had, we wanted to save Walker and we wanted to save Lowry for tomorrow. So Larry goes the full distance, throws 96 pitches, and gets us a nice win.
Tomorrow, you got another tough conference game. Every conference game is tough in its own right, but you're heading up to Washington. Never fun playing at someone else's home, but like to come out with a conference win. What do you guys need to do to come away with that win?
We got to play like we did tonight. We got to put the bat on ball. We made a few mistakes, but you're right. When we go up to Washington, they always, for some reason, no matter how good we are or how bad we are, they always give us a game. So we got to go up there and be ready to go, and hopefully come out with same result as tonight.
Offense hasn't been the problem so far. You guys have been able to put on runs against opponents here. Pitching seems to be the thing. Do you see your guys improving on the mound each and every game that you come out here?
Yeah, we struggled a little bit against Fairfield on the mound, but, Larry, his last outing, he threw pretty well. He's improved a lot over the year. He's almost come, that solid third starter for me. We haven't got to see Walker throw yet. He'll throw tomorrow, so at least it gives us another guy that we can rely on.